He said I was in my early 40s.
It was the weekend of July 14th, and a huge storm tore apart my lake house. We went up that weekend to clean up the wreckage, and to make matters worse, I wasn't feeling well. We were at the lake for a couple days, and I spent the first night dry heaving. My boyfriend and my mom noticed that my right eye was swelling and took me to the local hospital where they did a CAT scan and found out that I had cellulitis behind my right eye, causing it to be pushed 5 centimeters forward. I went back on antibiotics, and in the morning of the 16th, my mom found me unconscious. They rushed me back to the hospital, and as my dad carried me into the lobby, I had a seizure in his arms in the middle of the hospital and stopped breathing. They rushed me to the back where they proceeded to try and perform a spinal tap, but were unsuccessful. So they rushed me from my local hospital to Bronson Hospital in Kalamazoo, Michigan, where they successfully performed the spinal tap, which confirmed that I had meningitis. There I also had many MRIs done, which also confirmed that I had MRSA, which stands for methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, otherwise known as the flesh-eating disease in my sinus pockets by my brain. Since my incident was so rare, many doctors came in and took notes on me during my time spent at Bronson Hospital. The infectious disease doctor insisted that I needed to have brain surgery and clean out my sinus pockets or else I would die. Refused to perform brain surgery at Bronson. My parents listened to the infectious disease doctor and took charge and transferred me from Bronson to Children's Memorial Hospital in Chicago, Illinois to get me closer to home. I fasted the first day at Children's because they didn't know when I was going into surgery. Later on that day, I was taken to the ER and put into the preparation room while I waited for it to be my turn to be taken into surgery. Finally, it was my time. The brain surgeon shaved a part of my head from ear to ear where she was going to make the incision. Then she pulled my skin down and cut into my skull so she could drain out the infection. She put a titanium plate over the bone she cut out and screwed it into my skull. She pulled my skin back up and made one contiguous stitch. I was in the hospital for a few days after until I finally got better and got to go home. The doctor told us that they've only seen a few cases of this a year, and that it's a miracle that I'm alive and that everything is functioning properly. I never would have been able to make it through this without my family, and for that every day I'm grateful to have them in my life.